Hey everyone, EverlongMystic here. So today I am so excited to do a reading with a brand new oracle deck that I've been waiting for like a year to get. It's been on pre-order for a year and it's called can you see in the light there? The Noirs of Odilon and or Noir, however you want to say it. I do not speak a French, but it's an oracle deck, and it's based on most of the cards are these lithographs from I think it's Odilon Renoir. I think it's Renoir. I don't know how to say it, but he did all these lithographs, these black and white lithographs, and they're very they're very strong. I mean, the paintings or the drawings, the lithographs are very strong, and someone has created a deck using them, and some of his other work as well. And I knew I wanted to do a series using this deck, so I decided to ask the deck what does it want to talk about, and I shuffled the cards, and twice these two cards came out. I shuffled thoroughly, and it's card number one and card number two. And card number one is cycle. It's the cycle. And so what I was getting from this card is that there are dark and light cycles that we experience. It's like I don't know, I was just kind of like seeing like a white wing here and a dark wing here, and the fact that this is, it's like equal parts dark and light, but it doesn't have to be equal all the time. We try to, think of things in a linear fashion, and or like a cause and effect, like, well, or an ups and downs, like, oh, I'm on a light cycle, I'm on a dark cycle, light, dark, and that's just not how it works, because there's some kind of element of chaos. Like, basically what I was getting when I was seeing this card is like, yeah, I mean, I do see like kind of like this wheel this wheel turning, and I'm just seeing it as like the wheel of the universe, right? But I kept seeing like polka dots, right? Like, you see these polka dots here, these little, black dots. Well, I was seeing like a bigger vast picture of cycles, light cycles and dark cycles. But like, we could have a dark cycle this big, and there could be some light cycles within that dark cycle, and vice versa. We could be in the process of going through a huge light cycle, but there's a few dark cycles sprinkled within that light cycle. So it's not linear, you know what I mean? Because there's times when we feel like I don't know. Have you ever felt where, like, let's just make it real simple here, basic. Something bad happens, right? Or something you perceive as bad or whatever. And then like then it seems like after that something good happens. Or something good happens, and then as soon as something good happens, something bad happens, and it's like, man, it makes you start fearing, like you're afraid of, like, fear of success or something, like you're afraid for good stuff to happen because you don't want the bad thing to follow it, right? Well, it's not, I don't know, it's not that simple. That's not, it's like there's this chaos factor, and the more, like, when I was kind of meditating on it, the more polka dots, big circles, small circles, whatever, the what they like when they add up and expand, like, and it ended up looking like it looked like static. You know what I mean? Like, almost like the back of, like, it looked like this, like just tons and tons of light and dark cycles, like if you expand it out, like, in, macro collective wise, right? So, and it's funny because this chance card came out. It really wanted to come out, and the first thing that I got from this was like the burden of chance. And it's like you can kind of go back and forth with it. It's very like it was very kind of like mind trippy, you know, where it's like if you rely too much on chance, then you're not creating or manifesting things that you should be able to, or you know what I mean? Like you're not carving a path for yourself. It's like I don't know, like part of it felt like it could lead to victim mode, but then again, like it made me feel like it could lead to being really free, you know? So it was just like I was just seeing like the positive, negative, or the dark and the light side of everything. And it's just this deck really wants to talk about dark and light cycles. So what I'm going to do with my next series is that I'm going to, for each sign, I'm just going to pull some cards, decks of my choosing, or maybe I'll choose the decks by chance. I haven't decided yet. But and we're just going to take a look at some, at least one dark and light cycle that your sign is going through, that you are going through. And, sometimes I'm sure some of them will be a bigger dark cycle and light within it, or a bigger light cycle with some dark or whatever, because they overlap and they connect. And I just want to I kind of want to dive into that and see what happens. So we're just gonna do kind of a collective right now. We're gonna do a collective right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and put the cycle card up here. I'll put the chance card right here. And we're just gonna go into the collective right now and look at a dark cycle that the collective is going through right now. So, what is a dark cycle the collective is going through? And remember, we're not talking about just you and your group. This is the collective. So, fair warning, it might get pretty dark. Okay, so we have the Sun card here. And it's funny because it says misery loves company. And I feel like that is so freaking true. It's so true. It's like it's like that cumulative weight of negativity, and it branches out. Like even with this tree in here, that negativity branches out. It's like it wants to latch on and bring down whoever it touches. And really, it's like up to us on an individual level to resist those tendrils, or to succumb to the tendrils, or notice if those tendrils are coming from us, or if they're coming from someone else. And then we have Temperance. I really like this Temperance coming out after the Sun, because you see here that the Sun, the light is trying to shine through. So there are pockets of light within this big dark cycle that we're kind of all going through. And I feel like it's like it's noticed by some but not by others. It's definitely noticed by some and not by others. I feel like this, like here, Fallen Angel, I feel like this Fallen Angel character here is, it is kind of a part of all of us, where we're no stranger. We're no stranger to shadow. We're no stranger to darkness. And we've had, we can recall times in our lives where we've been on top of the freaking world, man. It's like everything is going right, and we're helping ourselves, we're helping other people, we're really embodying that light, right? And then something happens, perhaps by chance, no fault of your own, and you either start growing some of these tendrils, right? And it's like, man, this sucks, this blows, I gotta reach, like, who else is feeling this? And then it's like you drag in more more people or events that are that same vibration, right? And then you sync, and it's like it ends up being some kind of like dark night situation. And but it's fallen angel. It's like you have the light within you. Like if you're in a completely, dark phase, you still have that light you can pull on, because you see, like even here, you've got this bright light in the background. Could very well be moonlight. And it's like pulling. It's like the energy is there. It's like you can pull. It's like it can pull into you. This temperance almost feels like kind of like a personal redemption. It's like redeeming yourself, but not in a, I don't know. Redemption doesn't sound right. Redemption is like, I don't, it's not redemption. That's the wrong word. It's like knowing you're human. It's like realizing you're human and forgiving yourself. That's what that is. All right, so is there anything else about the collective dark cycle? Way too much. All right, I think we're good on the dark cycle. So now let's look at. No, okay. Sorry, there's another card. There's another card that wants to come out. All right, so we have the Four of Torment, and it's the washed up card. The Four of Torment. See, this is not forgiving yourself. This is like literally the opposite of that temperance I was talking about. It's like, see, like with the temperance being, 14 here, that's a 5. That's like the ability to change. You can use, no matter how dark it gets, you can use that light energy that always exists within you, right? To make just the slightest change. And like the slightest change completely changes your the chance of like falling deeper or rising above or what have you, right? Depending on how you're looking at it. And then it's like you can't like there's almost a look of disbelief in her face. Like not believing it. Like when you get sucked down, it's almost like there's this like kind of collective like darkness test to see how much we can withstand before we do something. I mean, that's kind of what I'm getting from here. And it's like there's something going, like there's something off about it, because you've got this washed up card. It's like you've got some, and I feel like there is a division here. So that whole polarity thing, or both sides, is kind of making sense. It's like it's causing a division where there's a group of us that we try so hard to see how far we can go, and it may be conscious, it may be subconscious, to see how far we can go, and we end up completely washed up, like washed ashore, like just like starving for light and not able to move and just immobilized in a way, you know? But then there's this other group in the collective, and it's like we're trying to, it's like we see the cry, like you see how the crow is crying in the clouds here. It's like we see this crying out from the universe. And it's saying, get up, get up. It's like you don't have to go so far. All right. So let's do, excuse me. Now we're going to look at a light cycle that is a light cycle for the collective. All right, a light cycle. All right, a light cycle for the collective. Oh, that's nice. So we have the world, which the world is a very collective card. Oh, and we have the wise one. I love it. I love it. Okay. This is a really awesome light cycle that we're all going through here, because it's like we're all looking it's like we're all really trying to look, we're trying to look and we're trying to see ourselves, right? And sometimes, we might see ourselves as a beginner at things, a beginner in the light, because some people, they spend years in darkness before they actually get a glimpse of some kind of light. But it's really seeing your place in the world. And that's what, that's like it's a common goal. It's like, why do you think so many people are saying, like, what's my purpose? Like that's like one of the most number one questions anyone ever asks. What's my purpose? And it's like, that's what we're seeking. And that is a tremendous light cycle that just the collective is going through, has been going through. I mean, it's almost like, you've got like the whole infinity thing going on here. It's like it might even be a forever question, you know what I mean? But what's cool is it comes out with the with the wise one card here, and it's like this ancient knowing. It's like we're all developing our abilities to tap into that ancient knowing. And the key here is to be like, it's like allowance. It's like allowing yourself to believe, or allowing yourself to trust that there is light, and the light does have energy, and we can use it to our benefit. So collective light cycle, is there anything else for the collective light cycle? Oh, we have two knights. I love this. Very cool. So we have two knights. We have the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands. And I love how both of, okay, first of all, we've got two knights. So that is messages and movement, right? So this light cycle that the collective is experiencing at the same time as this dark cycle, mind you, right? This light cycle is here to bring us messages. It's here to move us along. It's here to bring us to this keyhole where we can see our place in the world. It's here to bring us closer to what we were really meant to do, right? So which means this light cycle is here to show us our purpose, right? But the thing is, you have to be open. You have to be open to listening. You have to be open to that light, right? And this chance card comes into play here because chance is also related to those kind of like what seem like random synchronicities, right? And that's the messages from the knights, right? It's like those random synchronicities, those things that you can't explain, but it's like, it's not coincidence. And not, that's a thing, right? Synchronicities are kind of a big deal. But the thing is, it's like you don't go looking for them. They just happen, right? It's part of this discernment from the Knight of Swords. It's like learning how to discern what is, if you're just grasping at straws, or you're trying to, write too much stuff into it. It's like not every freaking number is a freaking message for you, or you know what I mean? But another thing about these knights is that this Knight of Swords, that's air energy. That's where, like we are in, in an age of air era or whatever, and it's like fast. There's fast changes. It's like electric. It's like electric within you, and you've got even this light trying to come through in this dark cycle as lightning, this electric, these sparks, right? It's like pay attention to the sparks, and even this Knight of Wands. I mean, that's fire, right? It's like you've got this air energy, the sparks in the air, and it's like it lights something, and it's like something you discover for the first time, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is making sense. It's kind of like making sense of that, of the whole like snow chaos type thing, right? But it's like I don't know, there's connections to be made, right? There's connections to be made between the darks, the dark cycles and the light cycles. And it can be on a huge universe level. It can be on a very, very personal level, right? But it's not all chaos. It's not all chance. But if you see it as all chance, it could be a burden. If you see none of it as chance, that could be a burden as well. So anyway, this is the light dark cycle collective message, and I will be doing so. Check out your signs. I will be doing one of these for each of the signs, and thanks for being here. I'll see y'all later. Bye.